Hi, I'm Ezra Evans, and welcome to the intro for my A2 media blog. When presented with the choice of making a music video, short film, or trailer for a movie in our media, I chose to create a music video and to create a vinyl digipack and poster for the auxiliary tasks. My original idea for the music video was to use an extremely climatic piece of music, something much more rock orientated than I ended up using in the end. For this I looked at bands such as Radiohead for the awesome 90s piano synth rock build-ups, and such songs as Pyramid Song, released in 2003, a more mellow piano rock song but still with a climatic ending, and Climbing Up the Walls, where the drums, synth and guitar are much more involved in the climax. I also looked at Mogwai and their songs Auto Rock, which starts with soft piano playing and climax with a very aggressive piano and distorted guitars. I also looked at their song Glasgow Megasnake, which starts with soft guitar playing and climaxes with about 3 guitars and very hard drums. Failing to get hold of either of these bands, I tried to get hold of Godspeed You Black Emperor after looking at their songs East Hastings and Province, one 18 and the other 30-minute epics of songs. I had to abandon that idea after finding out the video couldn't really be too much more than 5 minutes long. After failing to get hold of any of these artists to use, I decided to make my own music. When doing this, instead of looking at bands that use guitars, synths and pianos and drums to create big climaxes, I looked at more electronic artists who used their voices to do the same thing. I looked at these people for inspiration, obviously. I looked at Thom Yorke and Bjork. From these artists I rediscovered someone I'd been listening to years before, a British musician named Martin Gretsch. I originally thought of him again after listening to Thom Yorke's solo music because of Tom's pure, beautiful and strong voice reminding me of his. After listening to his new music on SoundCloud, I emailed Martin explaining that I wanted to make my music video to his music. I explained that it was a genre, which was alternative but also inspired by folk and rock and some electronic elements. The video makers often had great freedom in making their videos, and I wanted to do stop motion of my own drawings, that, like many alternative videos, this would be a piece of art in itself and not just something to coincide with the music. The drawings and animation are going to be my response to listening to the music, some of which might seem surreal and random, but they do all have connections. But this isn't a problem because in this genre, which is very alternative, video makers do have a big spectrum of what they can do in the videos. The drawings are probably going to be scanned into a computer and turned into negatives, but we'll talk about that later more in the blog.